Spicy. No spicy. Oh, it is.
Check it. What's called? I literally just put it up a minute ago. That should be ready by now. All right. I'm actually tinkering a little bit. I don't know exactly how I want to go start next season. I'm actually hitting pretty well with bench, but I'm hitting like a monster with Piazza. But bench is better defensively, and he can definitely what's called like really gun runners, where Piazza's a little bit of a liability behind the plate. Well, I mean, what's called? I'm not sacrificing much offensively with bench. That's the thing. But I just hit like a monster with Piazza, man. I'm hitting 300, and honestly, what's called that's because he got into a little bit of a slump lately. He was hitting like 325, and you could add about 4 home runs to that total right there. Uh, that were rage quit and they didn't count.
I don't see a progress in progress.
You don't say. Try to join off my name.
I did. It's
Then just go into YouTube and just go to my channel, Maniac Matt 1782. Yeah, it should show it on my channel, Maniac Matt 1782. I think I'm gonna go with Jackie at second over Alomar. I'm just not sure yet. I mean, I do like that Alomar's a switch hitter.
"7 months until I come back to St. Louis again in May."
Who's that? What's called? Is that Andy? Yeah, Andy's watching my broadcast. It's definitely up.
Yes.
Yeah, Twitch is trying to check out my team. Check out this stacked ass line up there, Andy. This motherfucker right here was hard as shit to get, but I got him. That was the sweatiest fucking season, ever, to try to make World Series for this motherfucker. This guy was fucking more easily obtained. And you gotta collect fucking 60 Signature Series cards and 50 All-Star cards and a whole bunch of shit to get him.
Nice team.
Do I go Jackie or do I go Alomar?
What's your name on there, no?
Maniac Matt 1782. Same as my gamer tag. That's Maniac Matt 1782. 17 was my number playing baseball growing up, and 82 was the year I was born. December. Yeah. What's good? You're like a few months older than me. You said June? June what? My what's called my uncle was June 8th. And my son's July 10th. No, yeah, what's called? That's right. I just didn't rename it from the last broadcast I did. I'm not playing against Alex right now. But yeah, what's called? You go in there and what's called? I'll even show you like the options I have that I'm not using. I've got all 99s on the bench. All right, so you see the broadcast up now? All right, so you see this beast ass squad? He was so hard to get, man. You had to make World Series this season. It was the fucking hardest season to make World Series.
Luke, Eric, Kevin, Chris, what's up? All 99s, bro. Holy shit.
Oh wait.
You're a bench. Tell all 99s in the bench. Mike Piazza, Ernie Bain.
Hold on. Wait, and here's the pitching staff.
You know, look at this whole 99s, the whole team, man. You see the pitch, you need 99s across the board. That's pretty badass. Holy shit. Too much time on your hands on that?
Not really. What's called? I invested right. What's called? I mean, listen. I didn't play anything else like all summer. Like so. What's called? This was the only game I played. So now I started to play hockey a little bit. And hold on, let me go in here and then what's called? Here's all the 99 options I'm not even using.
What? What the fuck?
These are in the reserves.
What?
And then some 98s.
That's the reserves not using them. All the options are not using, babe. Look at that. Look at all the 99s. 98, all the ones he's not using. Go back to page 1. Go with my girl. I'm like, look at that. Page 1. Look at all these.
And then here's the lineup, actually. Yeah, so I was thinking about. I'm wondering if I'm going to use Jackie or if I'm going to use Robbie Alomar. I don't know which one I'm going to use. Oh, Jackie's a beast. But so is whoops. Wrong button. So is what's called. So is Robbie. And Robbie's a switch hitter. That's the big difference.
Yeah, but he's a pitcher. He's a switch hitter, which helps swing both sides of the plate. Yeah. His power, though, his contact, a little bit less.
And Robbie's a little bit better of a fielder.
Yeah. His arm back is more by 10. Arm back is a little bit more. It helps. Yeah. Less size, less. Yeah. A big difference for the defense, I guess.
Yeah, defense and switch hitter. What's called? If Jackie was a lefty, I would absolutely go Alomar. Just because I can hit righty fine. I struggle a little bit lefty. So I kind of hate those lefty matchups.
Yeah.
But righty, I hit just fine.
That's crazy, man. I want to subscribe to your channel. I haven't subscribed to you yet. How do I do that?
Just hit the little subscribe button.
Where's that at? Channel, there we go. I do that. Subscribe. I'll subscribe up top.
Yeah, I don't know what format you're using it on. If you're going from.
Good for you. Go to like. I like your shit.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Give me likes, give me views, give me subscriptions. Yeah, let's go. I want to monetize this shit.
That's great for you, bro. There you go. I like it.
Although, granted, I'll probably be totally demonetized once they hear like actual content because I'm not politically correct.
Why? It doesn't matter.
Oh yeah, no. If you have right-leaning politics, and you talk about it even the least, they demonetize your shit completely.
What about demonetized?
They won't give you any money.
Are you talk politics on here or what?
I'll talk about anything. I talked about my diet. I talked about like politics. I've talked about guns and shit that I own. I've talked about games and.
Yeah.
As I said, I'm a staunch libertarian, but that just means I'm more right wing than actual Republicans. Because I actually believe in what's called small government. I just don't talk about it. Like, I actually want small government.
Right? No, I don't know why that government stuff. Corrupt for sure. All fucking systems corrupt.
Oh, yeah.
I've been there, trust me, it's not. Hey, what do you got for FanDuel? I'm not gonna get a good team. I know you gotta look it up by your players.
No, I never mess with FanDuel.
You help me out?
Yeah, I don't mess with any of those things, man.
I'm about to help me out. You know good players, you know stats, right? Help me out.
Honestly, football, I have not really followed it as closely the past couple of years. Mainly because I work. I worked Sundays for the past 2.5 years. I just stopped working Sundays this year, so I've actually been able to watch a little bit of football.
Let's talk about baseball. I want to play baseball. Tonight's game, Houston versus Tampa Bay.
I like Houston, but
I do too.
I won't write off Tampa, man. They're they're a live dog.
I know.
Oh, are my ribs almost done? Oh, fuck. 54 minutes still on them? Motherfucker.
Got ribs going too? You like to cook, huh?
Oh, I cook all the time, man. I have to, with my diet, man.
Oh, did you? What do you do? What's a reverse sear? I never heard of that.
I do a reverse sear for steaks. This isn't really a reverse sear with the ribs, but I'm baking them and then I'll broil them at the end.
I heard of searing. What's a reverse sear? How do you do that?
Okay, so a reverse sear is one of the best ways to cook a steak, especially a thicker steak.
Yeah.
So if you're going to cook a thick steak, like 1.5 inches or thick or more, what you want to do is you want to set your oven to about 250. Stick a temperature probe in there. Let it come to about, what temperature do you like your steak?
Medium rare.
You like it medium rare?
Yeah.
Let it come to about 130. Go, take it out, put a little bit of foil over it. Wait about 10 minutes. Heat up a cast iron pan, nice and hot. Hot as you can get it.
Okay.
While you're just letting your steak rest after it came out of the oven. Then about 90 seconds on each side. Once that pan's blazing hot, you probably want to let your steak rest about 7-8 minutes. What's called? You want to see steam coming off your pan before you even put the steak on there. Put a little. You could use butter, but I like to use avocado oil because it has a high smoke point and it doesn't. What's called? It won't smoke up your house. But butter tastes good too. What's called? You could use butter, but your house will get real fucking smoky if you use butter with those high temps.
That's the problem we have right now too, because we don't have a fucking.
Yeah, what's called? Make sure you open up that kitchen door to the outside. Smoke point. Well, what's called? It's not going to make your house all smoky, and it's still a healthy fat. What's called? Like the worst stuff you can use is friggin' canola oil or whatever. Like that shit's actual. What's called? Like that shit's like terrible for you. Olive oil has a pretty low smoke point, so that'll like the olive oil will burn in the pan if you're doing a sear. I'm going to be honest. I'm not familiar with using coconut oil, so I can't tell you if it would be good for that purpose. I can tell you avocado oil would be good. It's kind of a hybrid carnivore ketogenic diet, dude. I've lost like 80 pounds over the past year. Carnivore keto. Hold on, shit. What's it called? Hold on. You're on Facebook, right? I'm gonna send you through Facebook Messenger. What's called a fucking before and after picture of me, man. Yeah, hold on. Search Chris Collins. Yeah, what's called? So so here I didn't really need to manage my carbs because I was eating minimal carbs anyway. Like I wasn't trying to track my carbs. No, I've heard of Carb Manager. Yeah, hold on. Dude, in the flyer shirt? Yeah, what's called? Yeah, that was me, man. I was 240 pounds there. I'm 162. Now that picture I was probably about 170. What's called? Because that was over the summer. Well, yeah, what's called? Like, you see that? You see that little blonde-haired, curly-haired thing next to me? What's called? That's why I wanted to try to clean everything up. Yeah, we're down in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, that's looking out the Atlantic Ocean in that picture. My brother used to have sharks. Small ones, like small little, like, but actual sharks. He had them in a fish tank. Cool. Yeah, I've owned for about 5 years now. No, I'm in Philly. What's called Chris is in New Jersey. I'm in actual Philly. Like I'm in what's called like the actual city. Like so I own the inner city property. What's called it's I do want to get out in the suburbs, but dude, I'm tired of it, man. What's called I'm tired of all the fucking drugs. I'm tired of all the what's called that neighbors loud as shit. Like my immediate next door neighbors, like on both sides of me, they're fine. We got some rowdy motherfuckers down the block though. Like I literally enjoy my two immediate next door neighbors. One's an older lady. She's a sweet old lady. She's like in her 80s. This lady named Betty. And then there's a normal like family, like what's called right on the other side of me, and they're uh, let me actually, you know what? I feel like playing some hockey.